When everything else is done, it's time to print your images. Lightroom offers dozens of templates to help you create professional layouts for printing, as well as tools and controls to customize the layouts. In this lesson, we'll discuss choosing a template, selecting a printer, customizing the template layout, proofing images, choosing output settings, color management, and printing your images. The print module is where you'll go when you want to print images from Lightroom. As with the other modules, the print module has a top panel, left and right panel groups, and the film strip. You'll learn how to navigate and use the controls in the print module in this lesson. The first step in printing images in Lightroom is selecting a template to use. Lightroom offers several print templates. These are located in the Template Browser panel in the left panel group. Let's take the time to view some of these templates. Click on the 2-Up greeting card template. Now select the 4-Wide template. As you can see, we can add 3 more images. To do this, go to the film strip. Press Ctrl or Command-click to select the 3 that you want to add. The images will appear in the template as you click in the film strip. In addition, they'll appear in the template in the order they appear in the film strip. Now drag on the images in the template to reposition them. To select the paper size for printing and the printer you want to use, go to File, Page Setup. You'll then see the Print Setup dialog box. Choose the printer you want to use in the Name field. Choose the paper size that you'll use to print your images from the Size field. Choose the orientation in the Orientation section of the dialog box. Click OK when you're finished. The Layout panel provides controls that allow you to customize your template. It's located in the right panel group. You can use the Layout panel to adjust margins, the page grid, cell spacing, and cell size. Let's experiment with each of the controls in the Layout panel. First, we're going to adjust the margins in our template. Let's increase the left and right margins. Now let's work with the page grid. For this template, we can use the sliders to add more rows. We can then add images to those rows. We can also add another column. Now we can adjust the cell spacing or the space between cells. We added vertical and horizontal cell space. Finally, we can adjust cell size in the Layout panel. To do this, put a check mark beside Keep Square so that the height and width sliders are locked together. In other words, if you increase the height, the width will be equally adjusted. Next, use the sliders to adjust the size of the cells. As you learned earlier in this lesson, your photos appear in the template in the order that they appear in the film strip. If you want to rearrange the order the photos appear in the template, you must first rearrange the order that they appear in the film strip. To do this, the source that you're using to display your images in the film strip cannot be the previous import folder. You should use a collection to add photos to a template to print. You can then rearrange the images from that collection in the film strip. This will rearrange the order the images appear in your template. To rearrange images in the film strip, go to Edit, select None, then drag a thumbnail in the film strip and drop it in its new location. To add a border to images, go to the Layout Style panel and select Single Image Contact Sheet. Next, go to the Image Settings panel in the right panel group. Put a check mark beside Stroke Border. Use the color tile to the right of Stroke Border to change the color. To do this, click on the tile to see the color picker. Select your color. When you're finished, use the width slider to adjust the width of your border. Now go to the Layout Style panel. Click Picture Package. We're going to learn to add a photo border and an inner stroke to picture packages. For this example, we'll choose a picture package template. A picture package gives you several sizes of your image. It's like what you would see from a professional photographer. Go to the Rulers, Grid, and Guides panel. Make sure Image Cells is checked. Now look at the Image Settings panel. Put a check mark beside Photo Border to activate it. Adjust the width of the border. You can see the border around the images. Put a check mark beside Inner Stroke. Click on the color tile to change the color using the color picker. Use the width slider to adjust the width of the inner stroke. The Page panel gives you the controls to further customize your template. You can select a page background color, customize the identity plate that appears on the page, and add a watermark or cut guides. Once you've customized a template, you may want to save it for future use. To do this, go to the Template Browser panel in the left panel group. Click the plus sign or the Create New Preset button. Enter a name for the new template and then click the Create button. The template will appear in the User Templates folder in the Template Browser panel. So far, we've talked about single image contact sheet layouts as well as picture package layouts. You can also use the custom layout option in the Layout Style panel. We've selected a custom layout template from the template browser. Click on a cell to select it and then drag an image from the film strip to the cell. After you've dragged your images to the cells, you can then drag the image within the cell to reposition it. To move a cell, click on it and then drag. Each device you use has a different color space. The color space decides the range of colors that can be displayed or printed by that device. This means that the way a photo looks on your monitor may differ from how it looks when printed. To avoid being disappointed with how your images look after you print them, you can soft-proof your images. When you do this, Lightroom will mimic the color space of your printer. It will even mimic the ink and paper that you'll use. You'll be able to see how your photos will look when printed before you print. To do this, you'll need to go to the Develop module, but before you do this, make sure you save your print by clicking Create Saved Print on the right side of the top panel. It will then appear in your collections. Inside the Develop module, put a check mark beside Soft Proofing in the toolbar. Go to the Before and After view. Next, look at the histogram panel. It has changed to the Soft Proofing panel. If you want to proof the image for another printer, select the color profile from the Profile menu in the Soft Proofing panel. You can click Create Proof Copy to create a virtual copy. You can make adjustments to this copy without hurting the master proof. Let's go back to the Print module and work with output settings. This is done by going to the Print Job panel in the right panel group. Click the Printer menu to select your printer. Uncheck Draft Printing Mode to activate the other options. Select the print resolution. If you want to increase the sharpness of your image when it prints, you can set Print Sharpening. Next, choose either a matte or glossy media type. In the Color Management section of the Print Job panel, you can choose whether you want Lightroom or your printer to handle color management. As we already said, the images on your screen can look different when printed. Lightroom can handle a large color space, and your printer may not be able to do the same. Letting color management be handled by your printer is the easiest way to go. Go to File, Page Setup, and click the Properties button to choose your printer settings. If you want Lightroom to handle color management, choose Other in the Color Management section of the Print Job panel. Lightroom then finds custom printer profiles that are installed with the software for your printer. If there aren't any profiles located, click OK and then select Manage by Printer for color management. You can also adjust the printed color manually by going to the Print Adjustment section of the Print Job panel. Use the sliders to adjust brightness and contrast. To print, click the Print button at the bottom of the right panel group. Make sure that your print settings are correct in the Print dialog box and then click OK.